Azella, you've had a week of fooling around, right? Now you're going to do your work, right? Are you going to do your work?
Yes, I promise. What color is this again?
What does it say?
I don't know.
Marron.
Oh, what's marron? Poppy, can we play with this rocket? Poppy, is this sharp? Poppy, is this the mama drone and this is the baby drone? Poppy, why is this camera so old? Pull over.
Stop jumping on my old couch.
You want me to jump on your couch? Okay. I'm a fly. Bzzz.
Stop!
Want me to keep going? Well, you said you want me to keep going. I love to dance. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Poppy, 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 Poppy. What are you doing?
Aren't you supposed to be doing your worksheet? So it looks like the reality of the situation that we're in and how long it's going to take is starting to settle in with people. This morning I got an email from an organizer for an event in the Netherlands that I'm supposed to be speaking at in November. And she said, hey, just wanted to give you a heads up. We're looking at postponing the event and finding another date for it in November. So I think we're in for the long haul and people are starting to realize it. We don't know how long this is going to last. It could be 2 weeks, it could be 2 months, it could be 6 months, it could be 18 months. And what you need to do is get yourself out of the waiting game. Many people are just sitting there waiting and they're taking every day and they're watching the news and they're panicking and they're starting to get stressed out and they're just waiting for life to become normal again. And what we need to recognize is that it's probably not going to happen for a while. So you need to find creative ways to express yourself, to get out the things that you're passionate about. I talked earlier in one of my videos about putting together your to-do list, and there's my to-do list, and I've only added to that list in the last couple of weeks, mostly around big things that I wanted to do. So make sure you're putting together your to-do list and using this as an opportunity to focus on things that you've been wanting to learn and things that you've been wanting to do for some time but never had the time to do it. Reflecting back on what we just did this weekend, I realized that we were finding ways to get our passions out there and still stick to the guidelines. And we found something else to do to help us get out of the house. So my wife is a triathlete and she trains very hard for the event. She's up there, she's competitive. She's had a number of events obviously postponed or canceled, so we're not going up to St. George. And I was really looking forward to that. But she's still training as if she's got events coming up, except they're just going to be later. Now, she's able to take her bike and ride her bike because that's definitely a social, isolated activity. She's able to run. The one thing that she doesn't have an outlet for anymore is swimming. They closed all the pools a week ago and she hasn't been able to swim. So the idea we had was to go out to one of the Arizona lakes. So we went out to Canyon Lake and we can kill two birds with one stone. She can go out, be socially isolated in Canyon Lake and swim and do her workout swimming. And then I can take that opportunity to either shoot video or shoot pictures and go out and get my expression out there and get my creative juices going. So we did that at Canyon Lake and it was great. We felt better about doing that. So you need to find ways of doing that. Can you carry everything?
Yeah.
My bags.
No, it's not crazy.
All right, so we're headed to Canyon Lake where we can do some self-isolation in the desert where we can get there, hang out, swim, take pictures, fly drones, do all the things that you want to do outside and not talk to another human being. That's the goal, which is quite heaven for me.
The perfect place to be in a time of pandemic. Sunny, warm, go places, you don't have to be around people, you got lots of space. Are you going to film that hour and 7-minute car ride though? Is that where this is going? Okay.
That's Jennifer if she wanted to listen to some music in the car, and this is what we got.
Tony winks at the mother, I winks at the one, so they winked and they blinked in the sun, in the sun.
I met a girl there in the bright side of a dream. Sweet Arizona, sweet as I had ever seen. Listening to Rolling Stones and rolling in the deep. La la la, la la la, la la la. Drove out to Malibu, got lost along the way. Wound up in Mexico and thought we'd never stay. Cold drinks and hot beaches, we danced the night away. La la la, la la la, la la la. Singing, take me home tonight. I need you in my arms to wake up and feel alive. Sweet Arizona, yeah, I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough, no, I just can't get enough of you. Sweet Arizona, sweet Arizona.
The middle of the day, but I'm gonna see if I can get some pictures with a couple filters. This is one of my favorite places in Arizona. First mountain range I fell in love with.
And still don't know where she came from. La la la, la la la, la la la. Singing, take me home tonight. I need you in my arms to wake up.
So that was Saturday, and on Sunday we were supposed to have a big party for families, right? So it's really hard to gather all your friends who have kids into the same spot, and we did that. We were gonna do it this Sunday, and obviously we had to cancel that. My 5-year-old was very disappointed because all her friends were supposed to be here and they were all gonna play in the backyard. So instead of just being down about that, what her and I did was turn the opportunity into a project that we've been talking about. We have a community newsletter that goes out to all the neighbors in our neighborhood, and we pitched an idea about starting a book club. All the neighbors who were interested in participating could take a box, fill it with kids books, adult books, whatever kinds of books that you might want. Either you can give them away, or you can put your address in a book and somebody can borrow them and bring them back. But we wanted to do that, so my daughter and I worked on that project. We worked on finding books and collecting books and my books and her books and putting them in a box and then putting them out there so she can see the community support for something like that. It's been great to watch her take a disappointment and then turn that into a positive. Those are the things that can help your students and your kids think through what's happening, come up with projects, come up with solutions, find ways that they feel like they can help. Everyone can have an impact on what's happening. And my daughter's impact was to create this book club so that other kids can find books that they might be interested in, or adults can find books that they might be interested in reading as well. So that's what we did.
All right, if you have your stuffed animal, I have Petey, my penguin.
I reindeer.
You got him? Very nice. Beautiful extension.
You want to give away, that's Michael Crow's book.
Not give away it though.
Oh, you want to
read.
let people read it?
Some for me I'm gonna give away, and some I'm just gonna let them read.
How about my book? One of my books, the book that I wrote. I wrote this book. Did you know that? See my name?
Jamie?
I wrote that book.
You wrote the book?
Mm-hmm.
What the?
Get a box.
That's the box that I did.
It's not a hat.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Let's collect some books. Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back.
Actually, Archer gave me that. So
Okay.
let's keep it.
All right.
I think we're onto something good. I think we're onto something good.
How about if I do it and then you draw things around it?
Yeah, I draw things around.
All right, perfect.
You know I gotta say, I think we're onto something good.
Draw!
I think we're onto something good.
All right, so I just went through my books, and that's the pile that I came up with. All right, now carry the book outside, the box outside. Come on,
Okay. I can't carry it.
carry it.
I can't.
Why?
It's too heavy.
All right, here you record, and I'll carry. Just hold it 2 hands like that. Hold it tight.
Then
Got it? And just point it at me. You got it? All right, follow me outside.
I think we're onto something good. I think we're onto something good. Don't let it get away.
So hopefully there's two messages that you pulled out of this video. Number one is you can't just sit there and wait. We don't know how long this is gonna last. This could last for the next 6 months. So don't just sit there and wait. Use this opportunity to focus on things that you've been wanting to work on for a very long time. Go do those things. And the second thing is you still need to be you and find ways to still do the things that you're passionate about or you're interested in. My wife is gonna drive out to the state parks as long as those things are open and go swim in the lake because she's got the opportunity to do that. And my kid is going to find ways to engage with the things that she's curious about, as I posted in the video above. The best thing that we can do is not let this thing impact us in a terrible way. Find ways to stay positive through all this. All right? Hope you pick something up in this, and let me know if you have any questions. If you have ideas or things that you're doing that could be interesting for people, jot them down below. And I will see you guys in the next video.